Oh, hi guys, and welcome back. So we skipped last week's budget review. It was just a very busy week, a lot of stuff going on, working on the cars. My dad's birthday, we had a cookout, Mother's Day. So yeah, a lot going on last weekend, and I was gonna come on and try to catch up with it, but we didn't. So we got a lot to cover up here. So, again, the self-reflection in that, I just do this on my own time. I mean, if you catch a glimpse of it as flipping through it, you're free to check it out, but I don't know, I don't really think it's that important for these videos. Um, Again, the whole setting the goals thing, we're still working on those last and two final store cards, so hopefully those will be taken care of and eliminated by the end of June, so that would be nice. We might actually be able to set a future goal for the end of the year. Again, the only habit that I have listed is that $5 a day. It's pretty standard. It's something I've been doing for years, and it really does help me build that emergency fund. Which, my favorite saying is that the savings save your butt. I don't know, that's why I call them the savings. It makes sense to me, and that extra money put back really has been helpful during stressful situations. Um, Again, the whole daily framework page, I never actually really thought that it would be important for a budget planner, but it really let me know when my energy levels would be, higher and lower, and how that actually affects my budgeting. And of course, my favorite is the self-care activities. They're typically and generally free, no expense. So it really does reduce the guilt whenever you're like, I'm gonna go take time for myself. And now it's like it's budget friendly, so it's a nice excuse. Okay, so let's see here. So the 2 years at a glance, I'm using this for my projected payoffs. We can see I'm still working on the PSECU. That's not due until the end of July. I'm really shooting for the end of June. And as you can see with the red highlights, that's how long we've been working on that account. Perks was paid off early, because we can see he wasn't supposed to be paid off until April 13th, and we got that handled near the end of March. So most of the time it does look chaotic. I know I am not the most organized person in the world. I really do not stick with the program most of the time. It's why we're in this mess to begin with, but we do somehow make progress. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get into the year at a glance. I am gonna remember to show you the list of the debts that we'll be working on, but I just want to keep the flow going here. So what I do with this is the things that occur yearly. So that's like birthdays, holidays, large amounts of money in, which would be the insurance fund, large amounts of money out, that's the taxes. I also keep the car expenses. So like we had transmission work, oil changes, car inspections, and registration of plates. The first year I did this, I had the driver's license renewal. So I just try to keep a little bit of everything on here. Then that way I can see what was going on with my budget at that time. And it really does. Never cleaned off my desk. So it really does help me realize why it takes me so long to pay off some of these things. Because like Perks was the first account. If I would have went back and looked at how much I would have owed on Perks, I would have been like, I should have got that paid off in January and February. And it's like, what's the problem? And that's when I started putting on these mini accounts. And it's like, oh, I paid off the mini dumpster, I paid off the carpet scrubber, I had to replace the dryer. We got all these dentist and doctor's appointments. I paid off more things. So it makes you realize, like, January, February, March were not a complete loss. Um, it also explains why it took longer to pay it off, because we were paying off all those store cards at the same time. April, I can't really claim the same for April. April was just a bummer of a month. I probably could have done better and more in April. Instead, I spent. That was my spendy month. So May, we're trying to grab that momentum back and get moving along, because like I said, I want that account paid off by June. I kind of like knowing that I'm getting these things paid off every quarter, so that's like motivational in itself. Kind of gives me like a weird deadline, even though the deadline's not until July. But I like to have things paid off ahead of time. It just makes me feel a little bit better. So going into these quarterly pages, and I think this is a good time to show this now. So this is what we started with at the beginning of the year. So this is January 1st. I just took all of my accounts, listed them from the smallest to the largest, and that's what gave me my total in debts. If there are any changes to the cards, I do mark them here. So this is any additional accounts, if I did balance transfers, and of course my own little Detra sheet. And this way I can track how much I did pay towards the debts. And the main thing that I learned from the last 2 years is I can pay and pay and pay and pay and pay on these, and it really only chips a small amount off. Mainly because some of these, mainly like discovering them, they had really high interest. So by switching it over to a 0% balance transfer, that's going to help make more of that payment like go towards the actual balance instead of towards interest. So knowing this, that's how we get to these down here. So again, I always go from the smallest account to the largest. So I started with the Perks account. Perks was a little tricky because it was a spending card at the same time. So we did have to stop using it for a week just to get that last remaining amount paid off. And that explains why the amounts are so jumpy. The math doesn't really add up on it, but it's because I was using it at the same time. But back to the numbers that we just saw in the main list. What I started doing this year is the first of every preceding month, I take all the account balances and I list them down. And this is to track and see if there are any big issues. The main one being was the Discover card, because we can see it was 41.29, and that sucker went to 41.60, and that's even with its payment. And I was like, nope, because it's just going to keep growing, So we don't want to grow the debt. We want to grow the savings. So yeah, we quickly switched it to Ally, and as you can see, it has went down ever since. So that's the whole reason behind tracking these monthly now instead of just yearly, which I was doing the last 2 years. And I mean, some of these years I was paying 10,000, 15,000 towards the debt, and we can see like I only had 15,000 in credit card debt, and you're like, oh, you should have a ending balance of 5,000. No, you don't. So that's the whole reason with this now. So like I know from going back to all my transactions, I know I'm paying 1,000 every month towards the credit cards, and we can see that it is maybe going down 300 approximately 300 each month. So only 300 of the 1,000 is going towards the debt. So it's 30%, which makes sense because you have 27, 28% interest on some of these accounts. So that's the whole reason for me trying to, one, focus on paying these off and down and get them away, and also keeping my eye out for 0% balance offers and trying to slide as many of these on. um I know I've gotten asked, like, why don't I consolidate? I did. Um, like 5 years ago, I did do a consolidation loan. And the reason why I don't do that now is because I know that I'm not trained not to reuse all of these cards. Because that's what happened. I consolidated. It was all into like one payment, and me being me said it's okay. I can put that on that card and I can pay it off. No, I can't. Okay, like that's why we're doing the monthly trackers. That's why we're doing like real minimum baby steps with this, because not only is the budget planner made to help me track what I'm doing, I'm also teaching myself how to do this responsibly. 40 years old, but I still need that training. Because, it happens. It does, guys. Um, I used to be ashamed of it after coming on here after 2 years, and I'm not. I am no longer ashamed of it. It does bring guilt every now and then, but at the same time, it is a learning process. I am human. I am going to make mistakes. I am going to make emotional purchases. The main thing that I could do is keep moving forward, understanding why I'm doing what I do, and to reduce why I do what I do. So, last thing here before we take a mini break here, I added the seasonal chart. Not really a chart. I don't know what you call this, just a page. So it's the seasonal page. And why I did this is, one, because I had a blank page next to the holidays, and two, it's kind of given me a nice little glimpse of where my mind's going to go next year during these seasons. So when and if I'm able to put some funds back, I'm gonna know that, hey, I need to put at least $60 back in January because I'm probably gonna need liquid salt. I'm probably gonna go on a sweater and jeans binge. um, Probably not gonna need V-Day Decker. I pretty much already got that. Ray just wanted a homemade meal this year, so that kind of worked out. Taxes. I always underestimate how much I need to pay on the taxes, so maybe next year I'm going to set a goal for 750, and then that way I'll have some left over. The Easter dinner, 75. The lawn care, I never actually thought that I would get into this is my new thing and I need to like stop it. But I'm really getting into buying power tools. But at the same time, I will have to say, buying the power tool, my brain is instantly going into like, I can make this, I can make that, and I can sell those things. So yeah. So in one way, do I have the money for it? It started with the lawnmower dying. See, this is how things happen here. So the lawnmower of 10 years finally crashed and burned. I figured with the scare of prices going up, I might as well just go ahead and get one. They did actually have a really good sale. I got the lawnmower, the weed trimmer, the blower, 3 batteries, which are like 150 to, no, if it's 3, that's 2. Um, let's see, what would that be? That would be 150. So that's about like 225 in batteries alone. So to me, not bad. That was a great deal. They kind of suckered me in with the power tools at the same time. I got a free saw if I bought 2 spare batteries, because I don't know if you've used an electric mower yet, but it sucks when you're halfway through the yard and the batteries die. So, yeah, I wanted spares. And again, I just felt it necessary to just go ahead and get them. They are on 0%. So just get them, and then that way if prices do double, then you have what you need, and I got a free soul. And like I said, I want to start making some really cool things for the shop, and if I'm able to sell them, I'm able to sell them. If not, I'm able to make my own furniture now. So long-term planning there. Only time will tell if that was a bummer of a deal or not, okay? So, again, for my voice, I am going to take a quick break, but we're gonna just smooth right in through what's occurred since we've last done the budget review. Alrighty, guys, I think it's safe to say that I do not have a radio voice. Podcasting radios are, out of the question for me. Um, okay, so going back through the May overview. The boundaries that were set for this month is I need to be content with what I have, and the focus should not be on what I can buy, but it should be shifted to what I can make. Oddly enough, what I can make led to a purchase, so I guess I should have been a little bit more cautious with that. So, um, like I said, time will tell. Time will tell if this purchase pays for itself, because it was one. Basically, I bought the batteries. The batteries is what I needed. The mini saw was free, but let's say that I bought the saw and got the two batteries for free. Maybe if I can actually sell, I'm thinking of like desk organizers, sticker book organizers. That's another big one for me, because I don't know about you guys, but after you collect so many of these, it gets really difficult on how to store them. And all they give you is these like little, like cardboard things that fall apart. So I'm really thinking about taking making wooden ones, like actually making ones that you're proud to have in your craft room. So who knows, maybe I can sell enough of those, it'll pay for the batteries. Again, it's just one of those like little risk of having your own shop. Okay, so carving out time for self-care. Again, I really like, I love the idea of having self-care now. Just for the fact that this is time where I'm spending on me. I'm doing things that bring me joy, peace, calmness to my day, and at the same time, I know I'm not spending when I'm doing these. So, like journal and coffee time, that is probably like I actually wake up and say, heck yeah, let's go in there and do that. So that's been a nice routine to start. Spending more time outside. Again, I'm using those lawnmowers. So that's my 30 minutes of exercise, and I get some time out in the sun. More time in the craft room. Not so much. I would have to say not so much in this last week. It was just good. There was just so many trainings. It was just trainings on Monday, trainings on Tuesday. Nothing on Wednesday, but I was burned out. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, more trainings. So, yeah, really didn't get to get crafty this week, and I think I'm feeling that. Okay, so the intentions for the month, the milestones. So, my logic was there are 3 paydays this month, so I'm going to make 3 payments towards PSECU. They're 100 each, so that's 300 easily paid this month. And I'm still trying to see if I can figure this one out here. But again, I'm waiting on the stupid car inspection, because you never know if you have to do something to the car to get it passed. But my main mission here is to get the Amazon card paid off by the end of the month, hence the little tracker here. So, again, just kind of waiting on the car. It has not been a friendly vehicle at all this year. I really want rid of it, but I just to make it easy, I want to just get the turd covered and pass this month, and then maybe in 3 more months we can look at replacing it. If it breaks down again, though, it is getting replaced. I'm not dealing with the lemon of a car anymore. Okay, so again, we're at that monthly habit, which I guess I could put in the habit section, but because it is mainly my monthly habit for all months, we're still learning to only charge what you can cover. Now, we can see we got some blank squares here. I have the funds to pay what I charged on those days. Again, it's waiting on the stupid car. So, hopefully the car should be taken care of by the end of next week, and then we can like proceed financially like how we're supposed to. And I know like the real goal here is to have funds put back for the car. Technically, I do, but at the same time, those were also my like I think I need to start making separate savings accounts because I kind of put it all into one. Um, so I don't know. I'm really thinking like the beginning of next week, I'll probably have most of those ticked off because I mean, like I said, I got the funds, I might as well. Okay, so the do you really need these list? Overspending was definitely wild last month. It was 200 and plus. Um, yeah, so do you really need these? No. No, the answer was no. But I think I was just angry last month. I don't know. So yeah, did I buy any plants in April? No, but I sure as heck bought everything else under the sun. So we can see this list is a lot better. May is a lot calmer, and it was basically Bert needed food, and like I said, the mini saw and the batteries. I'm making payments towards the vitamins, the car insurance. Again, these are 0% offers, so I'm just keeping on with the little payment ticker just to make sure that I get the stupid thing paid off before the 0% offer ends. The Wix website, I just steadily pay towards that each month. Again, that's 0%. And of course, the Amazon store card. I did that just as a visual motivator, and I will have to say, even though I have yet to make the additional payment on it this month, it is like having it in my face every time I come to this page is actually kind of eating away at my like financial guilt. So it may actually that might have actually been a good idea to do that. Again, if I have any extras, which we could see there are extras because we're carrying a lot over from April. Right now it's just batteries on lows. That's all I've added to it. Again, should I have? No, but then giving the circumstances and the times we're living in, to me, I felt like that was a better investment in the future. So I mean, I do have the insurance funds coming next month, and it is 0%. So that was the reasoning behind there. And again, I'm really thinking I could get most of these paid off by the end of May. It's just trying to figure out, do I want to make that extra PSTCU payment, or do I just pay these stupid things off? And I think I'm going to focus more on these the next time around because these are the higher interest. So again, playing around with that funds for the car, the fund savings account, which is the stash account, and all the other savings. So it's just trying to figure out, instead of just saying, ooh, I'm going to pay this and ooh, I'm going to pay that, I want to see what gives me the better outcome in the long run. And I'm going to say the higher interest. So moving on to the monthly here. Basically, it's all the bills. If it's due for the month, it's on here. The main reason for this is the visualization. I get paid bi-weekly, hence why the monthly things, these things here, most budget planners have these. my voice is gonna start getting scratchy. And I've tried these so many times in the past. It always fails. No matter what I do with this, it will fail. Now, I know most of you are like, well, it's because you don't do a budget. I do a budget. I use the YNAB app. That thing has been like a godsend since I've started using it. Um, so I can budget on the YNAB app. I cannot budget with one of these. I really think it's just the amount of the bills that I have. It'll never fit. Um, and I'm not writing it all out on there. I don't know. The YNAB app works. It really does. Let me see if I can bring it up on my phone so that if yins don't know what I'm talking about, I can show you. Yeah, I highly, 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 highly recommend to give it a go if you've tried using the other budget systems and you're just like, I can't do this. So what it does is, let's get all of these squeezed so that you can see what's going on here. So what it does is you get to put all of your accounts in here for one. It gives you up-to-date information on what you have, what you can work with. So I mean, like I said, like on paper wise, I make myself look squeezed. I make it look like I don't have money, and the whole reason for that is it's a mind trick to myself. Um, so that I can reduce the extra spending, because Lord knows if I knew that I had that waiting for me, I would spend it all. So, uh, what it starts out with is you are allowed to use credit cards, and this is showing like, okay, on the lows, like I got $81 set aside for my payments already, which is why they're yellow. We got the care credit, that was Bert's vet thing. We can see like the Wix website, it's showing in yellow. I've made the monthly payment, but it's because I still have where is he? Right here. So yeah, I still got like $250 left to pay on it. So that's why it's not green or grayed out. But everything that's shown in gray, there's no balance at all on there. So again, with the Chase, that would have been the car insurance, the vitamins, that's the lawnmowers. That's planners that I still need to pay. We could see still got 26. I still need a little bit more. Um, so yeah, that's how it handles the credit cards and that. We can see that I still got 122 free floating around. Hence why I'm saying like I do have the money to pay on those, but at the same time I'm kind of like waiting to see if I'm going to need it. Anytime you pay your bills, you get the green with the slashes. We could see we got money set aside for the Amazon Prime. I still have to transfer raise funds over, so heating's basically paid. My funds are in there. If it's gray like this, that means it's coming out of the next pay period, which actually, now that I'm looking at this, here, you get to see it in real time. Okay, so I thought I had till the next pay period for these, but I do not. So let's add funds to Hulu. Let's add funds to Netflix. Planet Fitness is long gone. So, okay, so now I'm ready to go with those. And let's see here, credit cards and loans. Those are all good. Those are all good. Merrick's good. Chase is good. Do I have anything set aside for Ally? Can we even find Ally on here? Here's Ally right here. So no, I do not. So let's go ahead and just shove $50 there. And Chase, Amazon. Do I even have anything on Chase, Amazon? See, you get the budget with me, guys. Yes, I no, that's Chase Freedom. Welcome to the land of like 100 credit cards, guys. Mm, 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 mm. So yeah, no, seeing that he's on here, he is paid. He is paid. There is nothing on there, so I don't need to worry about him. Best Buy, of course, nothing. Amazon Prime, I already had funds. How about Merrick? I don't remember seeing. Yes, Merrick has his funds. So yeah, I'm good. Money's put up there, and like I said, it keeps track of all of the savings. I still got the $55, so I'm gonna be clear on that one. That's that stash that I'm always telling you about. I put $50 away, so that's really like my funds there. You don't want to do nothing there. Okay, so to the actual budgeting part here. So I always make sure that I have some funds. Uh, I use the gas points, so I don't need any funds in the gas tank. I got $42 waiting for me in groceries. I really don't spend that much in groceries, guys. One month I did. I went grocery crazy, but normally it's about $100. No more than 150 for the month, so this is good enough to get me through. Of course, nicotine. Sorry, guys, if you haven't been able to figure it out by my orange finger, I do smoke. Um, if you're thinking about smoking, don't do it. Your fingers turn orange. if the lungs don't get you, your fingers turn orange. Don't do it. So yeah, I do have to put funds back for that. The activated U pills. I know I paid that. That's probably $40 that I got for myself, guys. Sometimes the transactions don't always go through like you would expect them to. Yes, yeah, I did pay that. See, there they are, $40. Is that yet? No, that's the beginning of the one. I may have to go on there and make that payment, guys, because he is not showing up on there. Okay, so I do need to keep that in there. And of course, that's the $25 for the next doctor's appointment. So he's ready. Here we go, the wants. So I'm already separating the needs from the wants here. Shop and business covered, gifts were covered. So again, like my dad's gifts that I purchased earlier, they can be paid for. We can see that it's all ready to go. Dining out's already paid. I mean, you could literally list everything on here. And of course, my favorite, which I hide, is the future bills. So again, I can slowly put monies back, and you tell it what you want. My main one is the taxes. So again, that's that whole seasonal page working digitally here, because now I can say like, hey, this is when this is due. This is how much I need to put back every month. And I put it in here. And my favorite is I get to squeeze it. And then that way, like, I have the money, but I'm hiding it from myself because I'm not really going to look at all this. I really don't got time for it. And I just like to squeeze all the categories. And then that way, when I'm going on and doing the whole reflection and that, I just go straight for what I'm on there for. And I don't really look at the rest of the money. And then that way I'm not tempted to spend it. So that's YNAB in a nutshell. I do have a link for it. I highly recommend it. But back to the back to the actual planner, guys. So yeah, that's why I don't have that budgeting sheet in here, because I have the budgeting on the phone, and like I said, the phone works. The paper budgeting system has never worked for me, and mainly going back to the monthly page here, the whole reason for this is with me getting paid bi-weekly, it gives me that nice visual glance, which we just saw how easily that was to fix there. I thought that this payday came before these were due. It is not. So I was quickly able to say, hey, without saying the word, you need to put funds away towards these, because you need to pay these before you get paid again. So that's how I make sure that I have all of these paid and you're not missing anything. Again, I do color code them. We got them in the savings, the bills, the store. Those are store cards, credit cards, and loans. Again, the whole mission this year was to get the store cards paid to 0. So we can see for the most part 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Ooh. Okay, so I do know I owe on Amazon. But okay, so right now I don't have that. So he's going to get marked in here specifically. Right now, the way that I'm making it through the Amazon card is the Amazon Prime and the Kindle. Both of those added up equal the minimum payment. So it's not including the purchases that I made. So there we go. That explains that. But see, we keep track of these suckers over here. God. I really hate that my voice does that, guys. But I am not a talker. I'm not until I get on here, apparently. So, again, this is what the weekly layouts look like whenever they are completed. I keep track of how I'm feeling for the week. I keep track of the me times. Of course, you have the focus and the intentions. I do keep track of all of those bills. Again, this is just double checking, making sure that everybody is paid. So this is the week that we skipped last week. Trying to quickly see if there's anything exciting that occurred. We made payments towards the city balance transfer card, so that would have been on that detriment sheet that we saw back there. Of course, got the car insurance paid, water, those are raise funds. That's what I was talking about when I went through the whole YNAB thing. So we are making payments on the credit cards. I do split the bills into spending. And I mean, it is quickly visually seen here if we have a lot of bills, if we have a lot of spending. Because, you know, the towers will get bigger there. What did I do? Oh, yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday was a pretty good day. I do provide room for journaling so that I can see, like, what's going on, what's in my mind. Am I worried about something? Do I feel restricted on time? Again, that's going to affect my general mood for the week. And from what I've learned from doing this is I do emotionally spend. If I'm feeling like really upbeat in that and it's like for an extended period of time, I will spend. If I'm feeling down for an extended period of time, I will spend. So I do want to see me going down and up, down and up. Because that seems to like balance me out. And when I'm balanced out, like I'm feeling pretty good about things, but then I'm also cautious because, hey, that bad thing happened. So it makes me more cautious with spending. But like I said, if I'm on like a real good, you know, like I'm on top of the world type thing, I will spend because I'm on top of the world. If I'm feeling down for an extended period of time, I will spend to pick myself back up, even though it never actually works. So yeah, I do want to see the fluctuations of daily life. Yeah, that's my take on emotional spending. And of course, you know, if you have a no spend day, you celebrate it, you know. Yeah, so yeah, see, we were price checking vehicles and that. So that's where we were looking at, like, do I fix the turd of the car that I got to see if I could get another year out of it? Do I price check vehicles? And I mean, I did find a couple of them that I can fit into my budget, but at the same time, I want to get more of these accounts paid off before I go to do that because I could get a better rate. So that's again, that's what I'm shooting for there. This is the current week. We can see that I still got some journaling area there, and of course I do have to go grocery shopping after this. So this is still blank here. Normally it's filled in. But yeah. There you go, guys. That's what's happened. That's that's a lot. That's a lot in the video. But that's my budgeting system. Again, normally I don't bring out the whole YNAB thing, but you know, like I said, like the whole reason for these videos, one main one is for me to keep accountability on my payments and my budgeting. I did kind of crash at the end of last year. I'm gonna say October, September, October, November. Um, I just lost all motivation for it. So that is really the main reason for the videos here. Uh, and at the same time, because I know there's got to be somebody, there's got to be one person out there that is just trying with the standard budget planners, and they keep failing, and they keep thinking like they can't do this. And no, like you can. If I can, you can. As you can see, I really don't have the best budgeting skills in the world. So it is possible. I have paid off quite an amount of debt. Let me see here. I try to keep this thing handy because when I'm feeling that the world is after me, I do go back to the budget planners here. So this is just even 2023. This isn't even the 2021. We are not going back to that. But yeah, so we can see like it it doesn't feel like you're making progress, but when you do go back and look, this is what I was starting with just in 2023. And yeah, so it's we can see like it I like maybe have like this much left. So, but again, keep track of this number here. So I have been able to slowly reduce the amount of accounts that I owe on, but the interest. So this is the main thing that I'm learning from doing this from all of the years combined is, yeah, this is me going like, what the heck? I paid 10,000, but only 9,000 went towards it, and it's like, come on, man. So that's the interest. Because it's, again, it's another thing to keep track of. Like, yeah, I paid 10,000 towards my debts this year. Yes, you paid 10,000 towards your debts, but did 10,000 go off of your debts? And unless it is 0%, the answer is no. So, I mean, it sounds like common sense. It does. I should know this, but at the same time, your brain isn't really focusing on that. It's only focusing on what you pay, and that's how I'm learning and teaching myself to learn the tricks of the credit card companies. Got to outsmart them because right now I am with the Perks card. I get free gas every month. I have not rarely, if ever, paid for gas, and when I do, I get really cranky over it because it's like that's ridiculous. So yeah, no, the Perks card, I put all the bills on it. Of course, pay them accordingly. That's why we see so many Perks payments right here. That's what all of these are. That's me paying off the payments. Like we could see electric, that's why it's highlighted red. It was charged, it was put on the Perks card, but paid, and I got the gas bonus points for it. So credit cards are not technically evil. You just really don't want to accumulate this. This is the bad part of credit cards. This is the good part of credit cards because I am about to fill up the car and pay $0. 30 gallons of gas, $0. It's fantastic. So I guess that's probably my win for the week. So yeah, guys, that's a good place to end off here. Again, if you questions, comments, anything, leave them down below. I'm always happy to share my experience because maybe my experience will help you out with your own budget journey. So again, I'm going to close out and just say thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more budget reviews.